Shutting off an episode of Star Trek in the teaser is not an impulse I ever thought I'd have to fight. And it would have been even easier if the tale of the Enterprise and a L'Amour de Legend hadn't been so bad. But Van Velding, you say, don't you want to shut off Star Trek Picard in every teaser? No! I wanted to submit Star Trek Picard to a Republican-held Senate as an airtight argument to convince them to legalize all abortions, including abortions of 15-year-later sequels. I'm just saying that having a voiceover assure crewman Chakotay that as a member of the 29th century Temporal Police, he must do whatever it takes to preserve the idyllic peace of the Temporal Cold War future, and assuring him that even if he must destroy the Enterprise, all of these people died 100 years ago, and their contributions to history can be completed by others. Everyone is replaceable, but peace is not. That is the kind of venomous fridge logic that makes me think the episode is serious about what it's saying. So after chasing a Suliban around a little bit, Chakotay fires at them and misses, and he damages the warp core, so he has to either repair the damage and save the ship, or fight the Suliban. He fights, and the Enterprise explodes around him before he's extracted to the future. Chakotay says he only fought as an instinct, and that it wasn't right that he let the Enterprise die. He has to go back and try again, and he's denied. At this point, I've done a 180. I hate the Temporal Cold War. The Suliban thing is a lazy post-9/11 allegory, and I don't like using time travel to solve big-stakes problems because then they aren't big-stakes problems. But moral quandaries of time travel descend in the time-traveling ranks general trust in Enterprise 1, despite the tale of the Enterprise, the L'Amour de Legend, and the high concept of Chakotay, well-utilized character, had me in. But then his handler, Daniels I presume, tells him it doesn't matter and that it was necessary. Chakotay balks, throws out a Bajoran swear we learned in Pure Ambition, and turns off the holodeck, revealing this intriguing time travel episode was an intriguing holodeck episode. The rest of the episode doesn't hit that strongly. It comes off as a version of TNG's The Game, the one where Wesley has to keep a video game from mind-controlling the Enterprise, but it's a little better, even if the stakes are lower. After the credits, we go to Sisko, who walks through the rec room as crew members discuss the Temporal Cold War. His log includes a mission to the Boreth sector, a portion of Cleon space held by the Duras family, but the more immediate concern of the senior staff is the Temporal Cold War. He asks Bashir about it, who's kind of the young cheeky Bashir we recognize, and he claims spoilers before Sisko asks for a straight answer. The Temporal Cold War is a holodeck program. It's part of a genre called Mystery Box, which securely uses the ship's records to emotionally manipulate the user in a completely unknown scenario. It is all the rage on the Enterprise right now, and our department heads convene in Kirk's quarters to talk about it. I don't mean to give a scene-by-scene recap, but it does a good job of taking elements I don't like and wringing some drama out of them in service to an above-average holodeck episode. So Sisko plays it on behalf of the senior staff and leaves when he has to choose between destroying the Enterprise and letting the Suliban use it as a way to launch a first strike on the Andromeda Galaxy in a reference to the original series episode by any other name. And he chooses the loss. He lets the Enterprise get hijacked, and when Daniels asks why, he explains that the day might come when he has to destroy the Enterprise and all of the people on board. But this isn't that day, and that day is not a game. He was curious, and now his curiosity is satisfied. He walks out and leaves the holodeck with holographic Daniels on the ship headed to the intergalactic void, screaming Sisko's name. It is a bit cliche, but it is satisfying. Yar does it too, and nopes out at the voiceover, which, mood. The last one is Kes, and up to this point, I think every interaction has been in character. Chakotay sticks to his beliefs and is willing to pay the price for that, but his convictions are his own. Sisko's willing to do morally gray things, but he doesn't take them lightly. Yar's idealism about the Federation goes to her core. She knows and eschews the petty rationalizations of evil. But Kes is a born sexy yesterday character who's romantically entangled with 3 of Voyager's 6 male characters at some point. What even is her character? In Enterprise 1, Kes is a 7-year-old Akampa who's still treated as an ingenue, despite being able to comprehend and learn at a speed 12 times faster than human. Her skill sets are so effective that she has too many engineering, academic, and diplomatic credentials to fit into her personnel file. Okampan tongues and ears support a language whose information density rivals a dial-up modem. Her answer is to perform cutthroat activities for the Temporal Police, give a naive agreement that she'd be pardoned for killing innocents, and then betray and double-cross the corrupt Time Police to hijack their ship and punish the society that sent the collateral damage cops from the end of history before giving us our Picard speech. It is satisfying, and despite the relevant message about unaccountable agents acting on behalf of people despite destroying those people, the fun is really in the moments of moral clarity and awesome scenarios, however unsupported by the story they are. The actual mystery and cliffhanger where the program knows more than what's in the ship's records and someone must be working with it on the ship, it's not relevant, I don't care. It is the most popcorn episode of Enterprise 1 so far, and that's okay.